Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another episode of World of Horror. I was about to say Lunacid because, listen, the playthrough, this is the old lore, right? The Lunacid playthrough ended abruptly and randomly because somebody spoiled it for me and it took the joy of, discovery out of it for me. But I never actually went back and, completed it, the joy of discovery was taken from me, but the actual, I didn't actually experience the endings. So, I went back and I did that last night, and I really can't believe it's all Drakengard posting, honestly, based as hell, but, that's crazy. I was not expecting that. It is just all Drakengard posting every way down. And the best part about that is Drakengard has so many goddamn endings. It's like, I could literally mean anything by that. Drakengard has so many endings, so many batshit crazy things happen in the Drakengard games. You have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Unless you play it, and you've played Drakengard, and you're like, oh, I get it. But, we're gonna play... Listen, I haven't played World of Horror in, a week and a half, or whatever. How many days has it been? I don't know how many days it's been. I have been getting repeatedly raked over the coals, alright? I've been getting repeatedly cooked, okay? So, sometimes that's just how life is, and, you forget about recording. But we're not going away for a month again, okay? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yesterday was awful. Today, a little bit better. And so it's just one step at a time. That's all it can be. That's all it has to be. That's all it needs to be. But, who are we gonna play? I don't know. I want to play Juri. I don't know, I don't know who the last character that I played was. I'm not going to check. When I booted up World of Horror tonight, I was thinking I'm gonna play Juri. And that's what I want to do. I want to play Juri. I want to play Juri. It's a funny Juri moment. So, yeah, what old god do I want to play? What old god sounds fun? You know what? Let's do, no running from combat. We need EXP. Curious birthmark, we need EXP? Okay. You know what? Go ahead and hit the randomized town. I saw that. I saw that randomization. Don't think I wasn't paying attention. But, I don't know, I just, the thing is, we live in a wacky world, and sometimes, people do wacky things, and sometimes you, are experienced to those wacky things, and you should, like the only Final Fantasy XIV meme that ever went viral, which was the funny elephant man telling you that some days are just fucked and you gotta go to bed. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do, brother. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do, sister. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do, Andy. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. Sometimes the day is fricked, bruh. I don't know why I said it like that. That's crazy. But, yeah, sometimes you just gotta go to bed. Sometimes you just gotta go to bed. And then you wake up in the morning and it'll still be bad, but it'll be less bad. You know what I mean? And then you just get on with it. Because you got a life to live. But, yeah, no. So anyways, we're gonna try to get back in the saddle if we can. But, I don't know. Next couple of months are gonna be kind of funny. So, we'll see. We'll try to do at least, few uploads a week, for sure. But, we'll see what we can do. Now, what mystery do I want to do to start us off for the night? Also, if this crashes, never see in this video. I'm not re-recording this. I am so tired. But I wanted to play World of Horror, and I wanted to record. Because both of those things are fun. Because I enjoy doing both of those things. Because both of those things are fun to do. Because I enjoy doing both of those things. I mean, we could do, sailors or something. We could do hell. We could do botany. I mean, we could do botany, right? I don't want to do any of the other endings. I know we're still on unlockies and we gotta, unlock endings, but, I don't want to do... are you kidding me? Botany? Do we even have, No, definitely not. Let's just do, we're on timeline A. Let's just do abnormal arms, bro. It's just a quick, simple, easy mystery. Done in, done out. That is a sentence that I just said. That's horrible, actually. We need to get rid of that. Chance to raise horror meter with every investigation is like the worst thing that you could ever say, so get the heck out of here. We do need to get a weapon, though, of some kind. The illegal den, bro. Alright, whatever. But, you know, what I would say about Lunacid is that it's probably one of the... Like, okay, listen, obviously it is a Kingsfield-like. And so if you don't like Kingsfield, you're probably not going to like Lunacid. With all that being said, if you do like Kingsfield, and you do want to play a Kingsfield-like, it is probably one of the best games that has come out in that genre, or that style of game, in, I don't know, when was the last Kingsfield? It's really good. It's a really good game. Acceptance cooked dog gif. Every time I see something truly evil, what the heck? I am so dumb. Did I just put the rock ring on? Oh my god, I thought that was the Doom one, but it's actually the -2 max reason one. That's completely fine. That's completely fine. I thought that was the other one. This is pretty bad. Like, I don't know if you knew that. Like, I don't know if you noticed that. Like, I don't know if you, like, thought about that at all. If you, like, comprehended that at all. What the hell is happening, bro? Can we do, like... I mean, we can do 70 and then a Garrett. What? We can do a 60? What the heck? A 60? A 60% chance? Bro, this is miserable. Well, we're gonna kill you, but it's not gonna look too good for our girl Juri here. Panic, concussion, on the run. Bada bing, bada boom, 1 stamina gaming. I mean, we're just gonna run it down mid. And if we get... cooked acceptance dog.gif. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. But if we die, like, this early in the run, guess what? We respawn, and then we teleport back to lane, because we don't want to miss the incoming cannon wave, okay? That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Anyways, we're gonna put 2 points into knowledge. There is a Juri perk that we can get that increases the amount of knowledge that we gain by 2, but it also increases the horror meter, so it's a little bit scary. We're on timeline A, we know that, run it down mid. It's a short mystery. It is what it is. Absolutely do anything in your power to get as much EXP as possible, and I am sitting far away from the microphone, aren't I? Well, you know what? We're just gonna sit right here. My chair is so creaky, dude. I am a little bit sad because I feel like this chair... So basically, here's the thing, right? My original plan, and I think this is a good plan, is that if you can, when you are buying a chair, you need to get a really good chair. You don't want to skimp on the money that you have for a chair, okay? Like, there's listen... There's 3 things, I was about to say there's 2 things, but there's 3 things that you don't want to skimp on money-wise, okay? One of them is your bed sheets. You don't want to skimp on your bed sheets. You don't want to skimp on your chair, and you don't want to skimp on your toilet paper, alright? Those are the 3 things that you don't want to skimp on, right? Those are the 3 things that you don't cut corners on. And I cut corners... on this chair, because I basically just bought the old chair that I had that was falling apart, and it was like a piece of crap, right? I bought the sequel. I bought the same chair again to run it back. And what ended up happening is that I think this chair might break faster than the other one, which is a little bit disturbing, because it's already creaking, it's already like things are, like, falling around, shuggling around, you know, and it's not great. It's not great, and the mesh, maybe they're using a cheaper mesh material than they used to be, because, I don't know, maybe that's why it went from being $1,000 to $200 on, like, an 80% off sale or whatever, and then now it's like 80 bucks. Maybe they decreased the quality of the materials, but yeah, we're not gonna lose stamina going to the seaside again. What the heck? That would never happen. But you know, I'm just looking at this, and I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, it's a little much. It's a little flimsy. It's a little flimsy, man. And, you know, I think what I would recommend doing, if you can find any near you on, like, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, local eBay or whatever, is, maybe not eBay. eBay's not that cheap anymore, man. Like, you used to be able, like, I mean, you can still get good deals on eBay, obviously, but, like, you know, back in the day, eBay, you could get some great deals, but, like, Craigslist, you know, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, that sort of thing. If there's any, like, tech startups or, like, business startups in your city, in your community, that immediately failed because they were being run by a tech bro who had no idea about anything, you know, the tech bro who got a lot of money is gonna, like, splurge on getting all the fancy office chairs, right? So you can get a really nice, like, you know, you can get a really nice, like, really good Herman Miller, or, like, I don't know, like, SteelSeries makes chairs now, right? I've heard those are pretty good, but regardless, anyways, you know, kind of, like, you know, being distracted. Easily distractible, you might say? Don't worry about it. But, bought near household hell. I mean, we already have the police station on the mansion, so I mean, we might as well just move. It's only one school mystery, don't worry about it. It's only one school investigation, don't worry about it. 4 on the horror meter, what is wrong with me, dude? What is wrong with me? Well, just, that's fine. Yep, we have like 80 million knowledge, so don't even sweat it, don't even worry about it. That is one of the, not gonna say it's like Juri diff or whatever, but like, you can get your knowledge up really fast, so that's one of the cool question mark things about Juri. It doesn't pay off that often, and it pays off so infrequently that I'm talking about it literally right now. We gotta heal, by the way. Oh god, how do we heal? We have to go to the witch's tree to heal stamina, because we can't go rest at our house for obvious reasons, because something truly evil knows where I live. But I would recommend using something like Facebook Marketplace or like Craigslist to find like a tech startup that crashed and burned immediately and they have all the good chairs, you know? I'd probably recommend something like that. Because you can get some pretty good deals. But unfortunately, when I was looking to buy a chair, I couldn't find any of those good deals. And any of the good deals that I did see, nobody responded to my inquiries. So, you know, that's a little bit disappointing, I suppose. But quick thinking, escapee, dexterity, like, whatever. I do kind of want to maybe get our dexterity up. I'm not entirely sure. I cannot believe we're wishing for stamina, dude. Look at that. That's crazy. But, yeah, no, I just, yeah, I'm using a pretty crappy chair. Like, the previous version of this held up really well. Maybe I just tensioned it too much. So maybe that's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's holding up right now. I don't think it's gonna last the, I don't think it's gonna last the gauntlet like my old chair did. Because I think that chair lasted for, like, 4 years, 3.5 years, something like that. Because I bought it during Prime Day. When is Prime Day? I always forget when Prime Day is, but it was like, you know, I bought it during that, and then I bought it during, okay, alright, listen. You gotta go. You gotta go. I hate having to throw both of them because the first item I threw didn't do enough damage, but you gotta go, brother. You gotta go, sister. You gotta get the hell out of here, NB. That is not okay. I am not entertaining a ghost in my freaking house right now. Absolutely not. I mean, we could get our dexterity to 6. We could get it to 7. We could, I don't know. Do we have a... We do have an outdoor... We do have a forest mystery, but I didn't look... I actually did. So we'll go ahead and take leadership, and I'll get my strength up to 8. That'll be pretty good. Well, I'll get my strength up to 7, and then eventually get it up to 8. I do want to get... Like, here's the thing. It's always fun to get, like, your knowledge stat up to 12 or whatever, because I think that's really funny and silly, but, you know, it's like... It is what it is. We can take 1 to all and then do guaranteed. I mean, we're setting you up for the Wombo combo, honestly. That was risky. We had to hold. We had to hold. We're kind of moving different though. We're kind of schmoving though. We're kind of moving lucrative. Now, the one, there's a very big problem. There's a very, very big problem. There's an elephant in the room. Won't somebody address this? But I think we'll be okay. Why did I do that? Why did I do EXP, dude? Why did I do EXP? That's a little silly. I don't know why I did EXP. The fact that we have, the fact that we have this is, very sketchy, honestly. I'm not entirely sure what I should or shouldn't do. We need to get that bite taken care of. Dexterity and perception is no freaking joke, dude. Elusive's pretty fire, but it doesn't... Elusive should reduce the horror meter, right? Like, I'm not the only one. Like, why does a character who has a separate Doom mechanic have something that lowers Doom, but that doesn't really interact with the character's kit at all? Because you are, okay, yeah, fine, it interacts with the blank check or whatever, but who cares about that? That doesn't do anything. I mean, it does something, but not really, but it doesn't effectively do anything that matters. Like, there is no universe where this makes sense for Juri as a perk to have, except for, from a gameplay perspective, right? Like, why doesn't Elusive just, like, I don't know, give me, like, Dexterity or something, like Dexterity and Perception? Or, like, Max, like I don't know, I don't know, man. Like, what is the -5 Doom doing? Because Juri is not escaping the horror by being elusive. She is escaping the encroaching destruction of the entire world. Like, the whole fantasy of Juri as a character is that she is an heiress who has, like, you know, ill-gotten gains. Like, her unlimited money, her unlimited financial resources is from a dark secret that her family has sort of, like, you know, they made a deal, and Juri is, like, you know, reaping what her family sowed, you know? So it's like, what is the mechanical... Why the disconnect, right? Like, horror as a meter is tied to Doom. Every time you get Doom, you get double on the horror meter. But the problem with that is that... the problem with that is that you can't lower the horror meter besides completing mysteries. This isn't -5 Doom and -5 extra horror meter on completion of mysteries, right? This isn't -5 horror meter on mystery completion. It doesn't do that. It lowers Doom, which is completely independent of the horror meter. You gain both of them at the same time, but reducing Doom does not reduce the horror meter. So why does she have this as a mechanic? Why does she have this as a perk? It's a complete fucking disconnect, and it makes me think that when you reduce Doom, you're supposed to also lower horror. But, like, the developer was having issues. Panstash, I don't know why I said the developer. Panstash was having issues programming the mechanic, and it wasn't working properly. So, like several other things in this game, the Band-Aid solution was just to slap the -10 horror on mystery completion, because that's new. That didn't used to happen. Like, that was the update that made Juri playable as a character, and made Juri, like, one of my favorite characters. Like, do you like, it has to be, right? Like, lowering Doom would in turn lower the horror meter, but maybe that was too strong, or maybe Panstash couldn't get that to work. I don't really know. I don't really know, dude. But it's so weird that that's the effect of the perk, because Juri's entire playstyle is that you avoid Doom as much as possible because you don't want to raise the horror meter, because you can only lower the horror meter by 50 every run, 40 if you're playing Skeptic. Actually, I've never played Juri in Skeptic, so I don't know. Maybe she lowers, like, the horror meter by 20 in Skeptic, but like, probably not. If it's the same rules as this, you know, you can only lower the horror meter by 50 every single run, which is good enough, usually. There are plenty of Juri runs we had where Juri lives to the end and doesn't get killed by the horror. But, like, I don't know, man. It's just so weird. Like, Elusive is a fantastic perk, don't get me wrong. It's just really strange that it doesn't have any... Like, the fantasy of the character, again, is she is running away from having to reap what her family sowed. She is running away from the consequences of her family's actions. Which is why using the checkbook increases, you know, Doom a lot and increases the horror meter by even more, right? Like, that's the fantasy of the character. So why is she elusive to the overall destruction of the world? Juri doesn't know the world is ending until she starts investigating the mysteries, man. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, man.
Oh, sorry. Suddenly, somewhere, Emmerdale seems to have disappeared. We'll go back to it as soon as we can, once we've found it.
Alright, okay, what are we doing here? I don't know, sorry. I entered the Mind Palace. I stepped on the soapbox, I entered the Alex Yick Mind Palace, and I just started monologuing. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. Elusive is a really weird perk to me, and it bothers me every time I look at it, even though it's super strong, right? Like, it's a really good perk. Like, it's a fantastic perk. -5 Doom on your level up is, like, it's better than +1 Charisma. Is it better than +4 on the horror meter? Like, that's the thing with Juri, man, is that you look at this. You look at +2 Dexterity, +2 Doom. You don't read +2 Doom because this is irrelevant. The +2 Doom is irrelevant. You don't care about this, man. You care about the +4 on the horror meter because that's the fucking issue with Juri. Like, that's the thing is, Juri's a character. I'm gonna crash out, man. Yes, sure, we'll take +2 Dexterity. Why not? It'll be funny. It'll be funny. It'll be funny. It'll be funny. I'm losing my goddamn mind, man. We do actually have to turn the police station to the school, though, because this is a pretty dangerous. You don't want to fight the boss in bulletin board, okay? Wait, botany. Wait, this is botany. Wait, why do I give a shit? Hell no. I don't care. This is just EXP, man. This isn't even Freaky Feature of Found Footage. What the hell am I doing? I don't even know why I'm here. I don't... Why did I... What did I do? What? Huh? What? Oh? Oh, yeah, I gotta go get the bite taken care of. The bite of 87. That's a little bad on the horror meter. Discharge Summary Pog? Hell yes. This is how you play Juri, man. You get lucky. You get lucky and you get a lot of EXP. Now, unfortunately, what the fuck do I do, man? Like, are you kidding me? Like, hello? How do we get out of this? How do we get out of this, man? We don't have any way of, like, not dying to something truly evil. We just have to get lucky, I guess? We just have to get lucky? We just have to get lucky, I think. We just have to get lucky, please! Listen, the amount of times that I have not been able to get something truly evil intentionally at +7, you've gotta, like, not screw me on this, man. You've gotta, like, not... super risky, I know, but that's what the wine bottle is for. You've gotta, like, not screw me on this, man. You've really gotta, like, not screw me on this. Like, I'm begging you. I'm begging you, man. I guess I just didn't want to lose all of my stamina, like, right after we spent so much time bringing it back up. Is there any way that I can kill you turn 1? Probably. This is gonna do... Okay, so we can't kill you turn 1. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this a little bit worse for myself, alright, in a lot of ways. But we're gonna do this. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna make it a little bit harder. Gonna make it a lot harder, but... We're gonna live. Oh, you're weak. We could have killed you frame 1. We could have killed you frame 1. That's fine. This is gonna do, like, 9 damage. And so this is gonna do, like, whatever damage. So you're dead. Doesn't matter. You're cooked. Elusive is pretty fun. I mean, Elusive's pretty fun. You know what I mean? But, art, knowledge, charisma, perception. I mean, we might as well just take it at this point, right? Don't be fooled. I already have it. Take the sanity. I already have all the stats that I want. Don't be fooled of the hangover, okay? Don't be fooled on the hangover. You got plenty of strength. You got plenty of everything you could ever want. We are praying that the bell does not toll. That's outdoorsman luck with you. I mean, we're going to the forest. You already know. Juri's trusty attack dog. I actually kind of want Juri to live this run. Oh, fucker. The 6 on the horror meter, by the way. 6 on the horror meter! Gonna look pretty. This is gonna look pretty bad, man. It's gonna look pretty bad. It's gonna look pretty ugly. I don't think Juri's living this one. We got one more mystery on us. Honestly, final stretch is, like, insane luck. It's like, well, it's not luck, but it's like, it's an insanely good perk. Oh, goodbye, Juri. Bro, that's so unlucky. Also, fun fact, so because of how, like, you know, it's tied, like, how the horror mechanic and Doom is tied together, and you couldn't reduce Doom, you couldn't reduce horror on Juri when she first came out, the art of her in the apartment being puppeted by the horror was tied to Doom hitting 50, because theoretically speaking, when your Doom hits 50, because, you know, your horror meter is double what your Doom meter is, and you couldn't reduce the horror meter back then, it meant that when you hit 50, you hit 100, and so that triggered this art to appear. But when Panstash added the ability for Juri to reduce her horror meter by completing mysteries, the actual portrait is tied to your horror meter, but it's not tied to your Doom meter, but your apartment art is tied to your Doom meter. So that's just a little funny thing that happens. It's a little funny thing that happens. We're not going to get another level up, so that's completely fine, though. The fact that we proc final stretch once is really good, and I mean, we have attack dog, we have everything that we could ever want, so I'm feeling pretty good. This is like a luck thing, but I'm just gonna take the... Listen, Juri's not, unfortunately, living this one. Oh, come on, man. You've got to be kidding me. You piece! Dude, what the hell? The Drenched Air Force Wombo fucking combo. What the hell is your problem? What the hell is your problem? I mean, do we do the dexterity? Yeah, we do the dexterity check. That's fine. We're not gonna get our dexterity to 8. We're not gonna get our charisma to 8. Charisma 8 is never fucking happening, man. Getting your charisma to 8 is like you're playing Mizuki. Right? Like, that's it. You're playing Mizuki, you're playing Ayaka, maybe you're playing a really weird Miku run. But, like, goddamn, man, charisma to 8 is, like, such a fucking... Like, don't ever do that, man. There's no charisma weapon. There's no charisma combat action. Charisma overwhelmingly does nothing. It doesn't even have that many stat checks either. So it's like... Now, it is very funny to say that, because Get Lost in Thoughts is a charisma stat check, and we're gonna take it because I would rather lose stamina. But, like, charisma is such an underutilized stat in this game, and it's so sad that Panstash never got wacky with it and made, like, a charisma weapon. I think the reasoning was, like, how would you fight with charisma? But it's, like... Or, like, what weapon would scale with charisma? And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like... A lot of people would obviously say, like, the, you know, like, you have some sort of magical weapon that works that way. Like, or it's some sort of musical instrument, or something like that, but, like, I don't know, man, like, why does the heavy-duty flashlight scale with knowledge, you know? Instead of, like, strength. You know, it's all just video game logic, and we're playing, like, an Eldritch horror game, so it literally doesn't even matter. My main character is being you know, she had, like, her flesh torn out of her body and her skin is being worn by a fucking skinwalker right now. And she can go through, like, day-to-day life like this. Like, nobody else notices it. The horror is puppeting her around like a fucking skin suit, man. This is like a flesh mecha sort of situation going on, man. Nobody cares. And as you could say, that's because the horror is magic. Like, as part of the horror's curse, is like the firstborn daughter to the family dynasty will be, like, her body will be given to the, this sounds like really bad, but like literally her, like, skin will be given to the demon. The demon will parade around as her and nobody will ever know. But it's like, why can't there be, like, a magical microphone that you, like, scream into like Kirby and it kills the monster, you know? I'm just saying. You have game mechanics. Like here's the thing, man. Game mechanics, I think that game mechanics should have a relation to the narrative. And you don't have to go full Nier Automata where it's like, oh, the in-game map sucks because the in-game map is satellite imagery that Yorha has, right? Like, you don't have to go full Nier Automata where it's like the reason why you can only save at certain points is that you are uploading your data to the cloud, and if that data gets cut off, then, you lose progress. Or, like, the reason why when you die, you have to go to your corpse to get your stuff back is because your consciousness got uploaded to the cloud and downloaded into a new body, but that body got destroyed and it has all your upgrades in it, so you have to go get your fucking upgrades before they, like, detonate, you know, or, like, you like, lose the ability to get them. It's just like, you know, you can... I think that Nier Automata is really cool, and I really like how Nier Automata does it. Weren't we able to do 4? We're drenched. Come on, man. Come on, man, you piece of crap, you hunk of junk, you mother flipper. But, like, you know, it's just sort of like... How do I put it? I think it's cool when the gameplay and the narrative complement each other. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's cool. It doesn't have to be, like, fully all the way there, but... Some things in this game make me feel like there was just some stuff that was, like, just stubbornly left out, or there was some stuff that wasn't entirely thought through. But that's one of the things that makes World of Horror really charming, and that's not really, like, a cop-out of, like, oh, I love this game, so of course I'm gonna say that. But it's, like, it's one of the reasons why I love this game, is because it's just, like, a stupid batshit game that's crazy. You know what I mean? Anyways, this is the advantage of Juri, right? Like, I was saying that Elusive isn't really thematically appropriate because what you're playing around isn't the Doom meter, you're playing around the horror meter. Is that when you get... And that you normally can do this with resting at your apartment, but because we have something truly evil, you know, it's like... We didn't rest at our apartment. We only rested at our apartment once, because I didn't want to fight something truly evil, because that's, like, bad, right? But the thing is, we're at 63 Doom, we're at the end of the game. Technically speaking, I think we're fine already, but I didn't pay attention if there was a charisma check and a light source check. But it doesn't matter, because we're 63% Doom, and we can just press this button a couple of times, and we're max, and we can just walk up the stairs, and it doesn't matter. I think that's one of the interesting things about playing Juri. But the thing is, it's like... There are so many games that I think are better than World of Horror, obviously. But, like, a game... What the hell was our second? I don't know, it was like Rumu Ghost or something? I don't care, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, we got a wiggle room of 19 Doom, and we're gonna nuke this dickhead off the face of the earth, alright? You are donezo, buddy. Like, I mean, we're not gonna kill him. I would have had to throw the weapon to kill him, so that he takes, like, bonus damage. But guess what? I want to keep my Ritual Dagger, because we don't normally do a Ritual Dagger run. It's pretty unusual. But, it's like, you can have a game that is, like, perfectly optimized and fun to play, and that's, like, a masterpiece, right? But it's like, that doesn't really, in my opinion, that's kind of boring. You know, like, it is better... For me, anyways, if a game is fucked up, if a game is a little bit janky, if a game's fucked up, if a game's a lot janky, man, I don't like playing a game that is like perfectly like sanded down. You know what I mean? I like it when it's a little fucked up. When it's a little bit incoherent, when it's nonsense, when you can, like, when it makes you think about it, you know? Because it's like, there are so many things in World of Horror that are absolutely insane design decisions that are like, what the hell is this game even trying to do? What genre is this game? What kind of gameplay experience is this game trying to offer? What kind of narrative experience is this game trying to offer? That just make this game, like, so weird, right? But it's like, that's interesting, that's fun, that's something that you can think about. Like, if I'm playing a game that's, like, perfectly, like, you know, it's coherent, there's, like, I'm not thinking about it, you know? Like, I'm playing a game that I'm playing a cookie-cutter game that I've played already, you know? Like, if somebody is doing an open-world first-person shooter, chances are, if it's a well-polished game, it's just Far Cry 3. Right, like, it's just Far Cry 2, right? Like, what I think Far Cry 3 is probably a better example, because Far Cry 2 has some neat things about it, but, like, if you're playing an open-world shooter, and it's well-polished, and it's, like, a AAA game, chances are it's literally just an iteration of Far Cry 3, and that's it, right? Like, if I'm playing a first-person shooter, it is most likely some sort of Call of Duty game, or like some sort of game trying to be Call of Duty. It is very rare for a AAA first-person shooter to come out that's actually, like, interesting. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, Dead Space, when it first came out, like the original Dead Space, when it was doing the you have to shoot off the limbs thing, right? That was literally new. That was an interesting iteration on the idea, but now Dead Space is just, like, normal, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that, but what I'm trying to say is, like, a game, even if it's janky or has bad design decisions or is weird or fucked up or dumb in some areas, it has soul. It has character. World of Horror has more soul and character than, like, much better games than I've played. Like, objectively speaking, like, you play something like, I don't know, whatever the latest AAA slop is, like, it's objectively, like, a masterpiece, you know, but it doesn't have that, like, it's well-polished, it's a technical marvel, but it's also, like, you know, it doesn't have any of those things that, like, excite me about it, you know? It's gonna be, like, 300 gigabytes, it's gonna be, like, the same AAA game that I've played, like, 50 times already, and I'm going to forget about it the moment I'm done playing it. Because it doesn't iterate or do anything interesting or do anything weird, you know? People are afraid of the angry video game nerd and angry nerd archetypes. You know, you gotta make a game that has, like, soul, that has passion. You gotta make a game that, like, people can, like, not like. You know? And so that's why games like World of Horror have more aura and more, like, replay value in my mind than, like, 90% of the games that I've played. Because 90% of the games that I've played... Well, I shouldn't say 90% of the games I've played, because I basically don't play AAA games anymore, because I cannot stand them. And they're also, like, $90. And they have, like, $40 season passes. But, like, a game with fucked up bullshit is more interesting than a game that doesn't have fucked up bullshit. And that's basically... That's one of the reasons why Lunacid is so interesting, because the secrets in Lunacid are genuinely stupid. Right? Like, this isn't required, this is an Easter egg, but this gives you an idea of what we're talking about here, so this isn't like a major spoiler, like I'm ruining a puzzle in Lunacid for you. But there is a little room you can go to in the library area, and you stand in the middle of that room, and you look in the top left corner for 15 seconds, and then it says, like, looking for secrets, question mark? That's the kind of game Lunicid is. And that is stupid and unfair and fucked up. Like, also the acts of harming is, like, the dumbest thing I've ever seen in a video game. But that's Aura. You know what I mean? Like, the acts of harming is like that stupid, Halo 3, you clip out of bounds on that one map, and you go there at a specific time of the year, and you see a phoenix. Right? Like, that's the aura that Lunicid has. That's the hype moments in Aura. That's the cool shit that Lunicid has. So, I would take stupid bullshit like that, which we've been taught to hate because it's, like, unfair and, like, an insult to your time or whatever. I would take that over any of the AAA slop that we've been getting. I hate slop as a word, man, but I'm using it every goddamn day of my life because it's all slop. Anyways, give me 1 second.
Well, we're terribly sorry. We've lost Emmerdale through some technical fault. We're trying to find the fault, and we will correct it as soon as we can and go back to Emmerdale as soon as we can. Until then, we'll play a little... I'm pleased to say we can rejoin Emmerdale.
Alright, I lost the streak. Very sad. But you know what? Do you know what, chat? Checking my match history. Bro, just let me in. Alright, fine. While that's loading, we'll do the bone dole. Well, it's somebody with hair. It's somebody with hair. They're channeling something. I'm pretty sure Lee Sin was a recent guess. They've got, like, something sticking out of their chest. I don't think it's Callista, because Callista was also a pretty recent guess. So maybe it's, like, they've got some sort of chest piece? Got some sort of, like, chest piece, some sort of hair? Do they have something in their back, too? Yeah, they've got something in their back. So who's got, like... It's almost like a Zerath-coded thing, but, like, Zerath's a floating guy. Who's got that hair? Who's got that hair? Who's got that back thing? It's definitely not Rammus, right? There's no way it would be Rammus. Because Rammus doesn't have, like, long, flowing locks. I'm wondering who channels like that. Maybe it would actually be Udyr, because he's kind of... wait. It's like a hook. Is this Pike? This could be Pike. What the heck? What the heck? Like, if you know this champion, you already know, right? But, like, what the heck? This is, like, some sort of, like, reaping slash? Some sort of, like, whoosh? I wish they didn't do the channeling things. Like, unless this is an ability. I don't like it when they do the teleport channels. But, like... Because I don't even think I would get, like, a Briar teleport channel right. But it's like, this is such a weird, like... A weird sort of, like, winding slash. Like, you're not even really, like, holding the... I mean, you are holding the weapon, but it's kind of like... You've got some sort of... That's an awesome taunt, by the way. I don't know who has that, so we're gonna lose this, but, like, that's a cool taunt. Like, some sort of melee weapon... Is there anybody that would have some sort of, like... This wouldn't be Kayn, would it? Like, this is, like, Rost sneaking off somewhere? There's no way this is a Kayn animation, dude. What the heck is this? Like a whoosh. Like a whoosh, like a downward slash. Who has, like, a downward slash? 10 other people guessed Pike? Bruh. I don't think it could be Nidalee, although I did think it was, like, a whip or something. I thought it was, like, a whip or, like, a chain. Maybe this is Kayn, like, he's losing the battle against the Scythe. It was a Lowy! Oh my god! Oh, I should send this to Plunger. He would get a field day out of this. Like, surely he knows the Alawi joke, right? I should send that to Plunger. Alright. My girl Briar? Yesterday's champion was Garen! Alright, okay, alright. Not a lot to work with. I was about to type LeBlanc. I really am stupid. Let's try... I was gonna do Ash, but, like, Ash is, like, literally 2009 coded. I want to try somebody a little bit, like, more modern. Not Zeri. How about Vayne? How about Vayne? Okay, so we're looking for an ADC. So, it's not Ash. We know that. Because Ash is, like, 2009. Also, it feels wrong to see Vayne as bottom lane, because I only ever see her top lane. Maybe that's just a low elo thing. When was Samira? Samira's like a hybrid, though, right? So it wouldn't be her. When was Sivir? I'm pretty sure Sivir was early, like Ashe was. There are a lot of women ADCs. Was Jinx chemically altered human? Oh, not a human. Wait a minute, not a human. That narrows it down immensely. Why the hell was I not paying attention to that? Bot lane, mana ranged, not a human. Bot lane, mana ranged, not a human. Oh, so it's just Ana. Okay, never mind. Also 2009. I didn't remember. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I probably should have known that. Alright. So is this the case of there is a woman who is in the bot lane and she's technically not human, but she looks completely human? Senna, it would be like bot support, right? She has to be. There's no way she's just bottom lane. I'm gonna put Senna. That's crazy that she is, like, I thought that maybe she would be like a Revenant or something, but she is still human. She's just undead. So we don't have the year, the release year. But, like, it should just be, like, who the hell's not human? Like, that's pretty... Like, we should be able to identify them by that, like, immediately. If it was support, we would know it was Yuumi, but, probably know it is Yuumi, but, this is kind of wacky, honestly. I mean, is it Callista? But what if Callista's, like, undead human? It's also not the Shadow Isles! It's also not the Shadow Isles! No, I don't want the quote. I don't want the quote. I don't need the quote. What if Kasai was, like, Voidborn? Human Void Being, you piece. You piece. I mean, at least they're not doing that annoying thing where it's like somebody looks like identical to a human in every way, shape, or form, but they're actually secretly like a monster. So that you can have monsters in your fantasy setting, but then you're still drawing humans. That's a big pet peeve, honestly. Zeri has to be like a chemically altered human or like a magic-born human or something. No way. Okay, maybe I need the quote. Maybe I need the quote, chat. Maybe I need the quote. I need the quote, chat. I take back everything that I just said. I take back everything that I just fucking said. I take back everything that I just fucking said. Forget about the Vestians for like 2 seconds, dude. Hold on, I gotta know something. While that's loading, because apparently this takes 20 years to load. League of Legends Rengar. Where's the lore? Wait, the official League of Legends... the official League of Legends website links to op.gg, u.gg, and pro build stats? What the heck? Alright, official League wiki. Rengar. Where's the lore? You gotta have the lore section, right? You gotta have the lore section, right? Alright. Vastaya. Related champions. Vastayan champions. Ari, Aurora. Fox Girl, Bunny Girl. Nami, Fish Person. Nico, Lizard Girl. Rakan, Bird Guy. Rengar, World of Warcraft Furry Cat. Wukong, Sun Wukong. And Zaya, Bird Girl. Absolute cinema. Alright, we're back. Holy shit, speaking of Rengar. I couldn't script that, honestly. I was talking about Rengar before. Is this just the Vastayan day? This could just be the Vastayan day. Loading your skills. It's like, I mean, I am gold. It's taking a while to load my skills. Anyways, I gotta hurry this up. I said I would talk to a friend in like 8 minutes, and this has been 10 minutes, so, you know, you can load a little faster, Lulbel. I don't know why you're taking 20 years, brother. I don't know why you're taking 20 years. I mean, I know it's free, you gotta take something. Maybe, like, it just rolled over right now, and the website is about to crash, and then I have to run it back. Like, there's no way, right? Like, I didn't just, like, go at the worst possible time. Phone beeping? What the heck is wrong with you? This is this Smolder Q? I just played Smolder in, like, the, whatchamacallit, the ARAM thingy. That's not Smolder Q. This is such a weird, like, little piddly ability. Like, at first I thought maybe this is a Caitlyn bullet, but that looks like fire, you know? Let me just get Caitlyn out of the way, just because, like, I immediately thought Caitlyn bullet, and that's gonna bother me unless I get it out of the way. I'm trying to look at it from different angles. It's definitely, like, some sort of, like, I mean, obviously it's like a projectile, but, like, I think it's a projectile. I could be going a little bit crazy here. Maybe it's like a Hui spell? Maybe it is a... Is this the Kale heal, maybe? No, no, no. I don't think this is Lux passive, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I feel like I've seen this ability recently, so it's bothering me just a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like you play the game and then you see the ability and you're like... Twofold Hex is the... Oh no. Twofold Hex? Twofold Hex? Who would hex you? Aurora, huh? What is this? This is Aurora Q? Huh. I didn't know that. Now I want to look at the stupid Smolder Q, but I don't want to keep, like, taking the window down and putting, like, it back up. It's gotta pick the right emojis, though, so... If it picks the wrong emojis, then guessing is going to be significantly harder, you know what I mean, so... I get it. I wonder how they do, like, I wonder how they do this. Like, do they just have somebody who comes up with the game, like, all 5 of them every day, forever? Or do they, like, queue them up to where they do them, like, once a week? Because they have other games, so it's like, I don't really... Does one person do all of these games? Like, I genuinely wonder. Alright. Beta, the horse is here. Listen, they've done the horse emoji before, and it wasn't Heckram, right? It was like Rel. So it was gonna be Heckram one of these goddamn days. But it was a green horse! Just like at the end of the HRT tournament season 1. The green horse descended to save, Cyan and White from hell. I vaguely remember my HRT lore, man. That was good. I like that. That was good. I like that. Alright, cropping the worst part. You piece of junk. You mother flipper. How dare you crop the worst part. Watch it be like a Briar skin, dude. And I don't get it because the worst one would be it's a Briar. Okay, listen. Alright, listen. Alright, okay, listen, buddy. Alright, listen. I was gonna say, like, watch it be a Briar skin, and then I get it immediately, but it's like a picture of Briar's feet. That would be a nightmare scenario, man. Because it's like, obviously I've seen every Briar splash art, because she has 3 of them, and I see them, like, almost every single game that I play in League of Legends, because I'm trying to decide because I'm Briar OTP, and I'm trying to decide what fucking thing I should use, what skin I should use, but, like, you know, I'm just like, you know, I'm just thinking to myself. I'm just thinking to myself, chat. I'm just thinking to myself, chat. That would be really, like, I mean, obviously I would get it because it's a Briar splash art. But, like, if it was a picture of her feet, it's like, god damn it. God damn it. Anyways, that was a picture of Nunu and Willip, and so I got that immediately because you know, it's one of my favorite Nunu and Willip skins. I love the Space Groove line. The Space Groove line is one of my favorite lines in the game. They should make a Briar Space Groove. That would make me really happy. Anyways, bye. Stay safe out there. Have a good one.